And now the 419 with Gretchen DeBacker, Matt Killam, and Kevin Mullen.
Welcome into the 419, powered by WGTE, presented by Wheatro Wealth Management. I'm Kevin Mullen, alongside
Gretchen DeBacker.
Matt Killam. It's time for the witty banner portion.
We're already a little slap happy this week.
It's impressive. Like, I've used some phrases that don't mean what I think they mean.
Like, Gretchen, you're terrible at this. Right. Yeah.
When I hear that, I think
Right.
Yeah.
you're amazing.
And I think you're right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. We got a fun show today. We got a couple of our friends on. Caleigh Heuring from Destination Toledo is going to be with us, talking about their organization, also talking about just different ways that you can be a tourist in Toledo, whether you live here or not. I think that's maybe the most interesting part to me is certainly there's an opportunity for folks that live in the region to learn about great things they can do and come here and enjoy in Toledo. But I also think there's more work that we can do as Toledoans to be a tourist in our own town.
Agreed.
And so we'll talk about all of those things, some of the cool things they've got going on. And then, against all odds, I think we might be breaking news on the show today. With the help of our friends from the Community Foundation, we're going to be announcing a major investment in arts and culture in our community.
Is that what was on the group text you guys have been sending? Oh, great. Yeah.
We knew if we told you, you'd tell everyone.
That's right.
So that's why it's...
That's right.
I actually feel confident that we can tell Matt everything.
If you want him to keep a secret, put it in the group text.
Yeah, he won't read it.
Never.
Yeah.
I'm not listening
He
now.
actually called yesterday and said, I haven't been following any other group texts. Is there any important information that
That's
I
not
need
what
to
I
know?
said. I said, do I have any action items? Which
That's
is,
true.
I believe, to be responsible.
Do I have
Yeah.
any action items out of the text? And I was like, no.
There's a couple things. If
You're
there's more than one person on a text message, what I believe you guys call a group text, I ignore it. Or if I see a single emoji in it, or someone
ignore
hearts something.
Thankfully, we don't use emojis.
So no,
I wouldn't know.
both my little brother and his wife
Yes.
have this really annoying habit, and if you're watching, I'm telling you now, knock it off. That they do not, like, they're
Talk to you.
very healthy individuals.
Yes.
That they're not on their phone all the time, and so when a family group text happens, they're not a part of it. Typically until like a day or two later.
Well,
Oh,
then
wow.
they don't get any input then.
Which is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there will, because most family group texts are not like relevant information.
Kevin, how are you going to tell them that your father passed 2 years ago?
So they won't find out by text. Actually, they'll find out 3 days later, and they'll do the same thing they do on everything, which is proceed to heart every individual.
That's what I'm
text.
talking
It's
about.
like heart one of them.
Yes.
When you hearted the last one.
Yeah.
I like to believe that people don't know when they go back through and heart that everybody gets that notification.
What?
That's my...
Then why are they hearting it? Like,
Just don't do that. That should not be an option.
No,
you're
it
not
shouldn't be
hearting
an
for
option.
yourself.
Yeah. And that is the theme of the show. You're not hearting for yourself.
You're not hearting for
Yeah.
yourself. It's for others.
Oh my goodness. All right, when we come back, we're going to have Caleigh Heuring from Destination Toledo join us, talk about all the great work that they're doing. And they're a new partner on the show.
Yeah, exciting.
And so we'll talk about kind of her hopes and dreams for this show.
Amazing.
We're hoping that she has them. 'Cause
And
we're not-
gifts.
Yeah, and gifts.
Yes.
We also require gifts. And you know what? We're probably going to put her through Gretchen's wacky quiz as well. All of that and more coming up on a Tuesday edition of the 419. Support for the 419 comes from Wheatro Wealth Management, where we understand that your financial path is personal. Advisory services are offered through Capital Investment Advisory Services, LLC. Securities offered through Capital Investment Group, Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. More information at wheatroadvisors.com.
The 419, powered by WGTE, is made possible in part by supporters like you. Thank you.
Introducing The Local Thread, a community news series uniting voices and storytellers from across the region. In partnership with La Prensa, the Toledo Free Press, the Sojourner's Truth, Toledo Public Schools, and veteran journalist Jerry Anderson. The Local Thread brings you stories and conversations that connect our community. Hear it weeknights at 7 on FM 91 with early access on podcast platforms each morning. The Local Thread, only on WGTE.
Welcome back into the 419. We're joined now by our good friend and new partner on the show, Caleigh Heuring from Destination Toledo. Caleigh, thanks for being here.
Welcome.
Caleigh, what is your title at Destination Toledo?
Director of Marketing and Destination Engagement.
That's new title.
Yeah. I fortunately have been able to, I like to say, like grow up at Destination Toledo. Yes, that is a new title, overseeing marketing, communications, partnership, community engagement, all of those.
What's the mission of Destination Toledo for people that don't know?
So basically, in very simple terms, it's to support the Toledo economy through tourism. We do a lot of different things to accomplish that, but that's kind of the crux of it, is we support Toledo through attracting people to Toledo.
And how is it funded?
So we're funded through dollars from the county, through the hotel lodging tax. Basically, legally, that always has to go to tourism. So it funds our organizations and a number of other things in Toledo. When people stay in hotels in Lucas County, there is a tax collected. We get a portion of that.
That's great.
So predominantly how we're, and partnerships as well.
Let's back up a little bit and talk about Caleigh. So where'd you grow up? How'd you get into this line of work?
I'm from Toledo, so I've born and bred. I went to St. Ursula for high school. I know that's you guys often talk about the Catholic high school.
Yep, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
For you. I went to Notre Dame.
That's right, you did go to Notre Dame. I did know that.
Just keep rolling. She's an unpleasant person.
You guys just missed each other. You were almost classmates.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, by 20 years.
And Gretchen laid some of the brick for your school. So
Yeah, I went to St. Ursula for high school, and I actually started at UT and then ended up transferring to BG. So I graduated from BGSU, and I actually have a degree in tourism. Tourism, leisure, and event planning at the time. They've kind of changed it to more hospitality, event management. But I didn't know I was going to go into tourism specifically. I kind of always thought I was going to be like a corporate event planner.
that sounds awful.
Yeah. Well, very different hours than what I work now.
Absolutely.
Very different amount of time on your feet. So I interned at the Mud Hens. Actually, that was like my first kind of out of college experience, and loved it. And that was kind of how I fell in love with everything that's happening downtown. I've always loved Toledo. I've always loved talking to people. I've always loved connecting. And this job kind of gets me to do all of that.
Your folks are out and about. How did you get this in your DNA? Are they proud Northwest Ohioans, or do they drag you out to monster truck shows and all kinds of stuff?
They're both from here. Actually, they met. They both worked at Owens Corning when they met.
All right.
So that was a very of Toledo. And actually now, I mean, my dad and I work in parallel spaces, and a lot of times we'll run into each other in professional spaces.
Come on, what does your dad do?
He does trade show design and things like that. He's also really involved with a lot of restaurants locally, where he's helped with interior design of restaurants. So he's very creatively minded and done a lot of different things in that realm.
Have you guys had that? I have not had that experience where I found myself in a public meeting
With Callie's dad?
With Callie's dad.
Yeah.
No, with my parents.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had them at Rotary meetings, but or at other things, but they were my guest,
Yes.
right? Which is different. Have you had the interaction where your parents are sitting across the conference room table at a
My
meeting?
dad and mom are successful, significant contributors to our community. So I have worked events that they've eaten at, like bussing their tables and things. So that has sort of been my plug-in.
And they didn't mention that they knew you.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
They weren't bragging to their friends.
Yeah.
That guy that just picked up our dirty dishes.
I was on Maury with my mom and dad. but we were paid to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was kind of a reveal. I don't want to. It won't be aired until later this year. So.
I used to go to the, my dad passed away, but would go to like the Able
Fun.
dinners and fundraisers, you know, the
Yeah.
professional legal stuff, and we would both be there, so that was always fun.
Yeah, and I know that he was very proud of you.
Yes.
Yeah, whenever we go out, the people come to your table, and I know that was exciting
Yep,
for him to have a
yep,
lot of
it
people
was
know his
fun.
little girl. So.
Yep.
Anyway, trade shows.
As it obviously, I mean, you studied this, so there was a desire to go into this space. But like, what was the first kind of dream job for young Caleigh?
As opposed to the old decrepit lady here today.
Yeah. I mean, in as an adult, like when I was like, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to go into? I always kind of thought I would maybe, work for a creative agency or do something business, marketing minded. And I think that was kind of always in the realm, was like, okay, I'm getting this degree and I really like what I'm studying. And that was where school really clicked for me, was when I finally found something I was interested in and was pursuing that. But I was always like, but I can also do all this other stuff, and I don't know how to put all that together, but I'm sure I can figure it out. Probably came from the fact that like my parents are both very entrepreneurial, have always kind of done their own thing. So I didn't really have a like, oh, like your dad's an accountant, you become an accountant, that's what you do. My parents have always kind of done all sorts of different things.
What was your mom's path? I know your dad a little bit, but your mom, other than Owens Corning, which you just mentioned, what is her path?
So really her kind of calling, honestly, is she works in elder care. So she does, she's like an elder care consultant, helps families find what type of care is going to be right for their loved one next. A lot of people don't have kids that live locally. She can kind of help be a liaison for them to kind of say, hey, maybe mom can't stay at home anymore, but like, what do we bring care in? Does she need to go to a facility? What's
So
the right
complicated.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so really meaningful work, and she's done that for a really long time. So she's always kind of done that. And she also does like dog walking and cat sitting and all sorts of different things
busybody,
too.
period.
She is.
Yeah.
Both my parents are very busy.
Yeah,
So.
how about that?
So do you like to be a tourist other places? Is travel one of your hobbies because of this kind of work that you do?
It is when I get a chance to. I kind of feel like being in this job, though, I view it from a very different lens than probably the normal person does.
Talk about the lens.
I think a lot of people don't realize what destination marketing organizations are, or that they're interacting with them, or they maybe recognize a brand or something, or people don't realize that Experience Columbus and Destination Cleveland and Pure Michigan and Ohio, the heart of it all, those are destination marketing organizations. They probably see those brands, or they probably see a commercial or all these different things, or end up on their website and they don't realize it. So me, I nerd out and I'm seeking those
Checking out what they're doing.
resources.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we have to check the DMO website and find out what they recommend for brunch. And I'm going to call the CVB and talk to them before I go there.
Yeah.
Because I know it's somebody like me on the other end who is going to say, oh yeah, you should do this. These are the best brunch spots. This is a great hotel for what you're looking for.
I know that there is sort of and I can't tell if it's based on just proximity that everyone leans into this, but on a national campaign or a state's branding, is there a favorite or gold standard that you look at?
I always try to look at destinations larger than ours. I think because Toledo's on that cusp of like, we're the smallest of the big cities, but we're also the biggest of the small cities in the same regard.
You are good at this.
Yes, thank you. I have to earn my keep somewhere. I always kind of look at other destinations, but when we go to conferences and talk to other destinations, there's so many common threads. I mean, whether you're from like visit Long Beach or visit Mesa or all these different entities across the country, there's so many common threads. We all have like the same struggles, the same things that we're good at, but we all have maybe a slightly different structure or a slightly different approach, and we really learn from each other. So we look for different people, look at other organizations in different spaces for different things. Like, for example, with all the accessibility work that we've done, Visit Mesa in Arizona is a great kind of leader that we can look to for how are they attacking this from the DMO standpoint, and how could we learn from what they're doing. We're all ultimately trying to improve the visitor experience and attract people to our destination. So it's very collaborative.
A shameless plug, just a reminder, in 2020, we beat Mesa for the best park system in the United States.
Nice.
So just a
little
plug
dig.
there. But
I did intentionally set
Yes,
you
thank
up a
you.
little bit on that. I knew, I saw your face light up, and I was like,
yeah.
That's like, I've heard of
Anytime
that
someone
city.
says Mesa,
Yeah,
Matt is like, I got this.
man, I'm
it's actually it's a cool space. We've been fortunate enough to go out there.
Caleigh, I don't need to
so.
hear anything positive about Mesa.
It's nothing
no,
like
no.
it's nothing like
So-
Toledo,
It's actually
though.
better for you, Matt, if Mesa is amazing and you beat them.
But the Pure Michigan
following.
component or campaign is obviously wildly successful, led by a felon's voice, which we need. But Nebraska, many moons ago, had a campaign that I thought was particularly compelling, and it was Nebraska, not for everybody.
I actually love that.
I've been
That's
talking about that
fantastic.
for like 20 years, right? So that is it's an honest, effective, catchy. I mean, Pure Michigan.
It's authentic. That's
Yes,
right.
and
Exactly.
Pure Michigan
Yeah.
is an incredibly effective and powerful campaign. Not only is Michigan aesthetically beautiful, right, but those stories sort of weaved in. And Tim Allen's voice is not only recognizable, but it's almost a perfect overlay to how they do it.
Well, and to some extent, I mean, the name of your organization, right, in and of itself is a brand. That was not always the name of this organization, right?
No.
It is, at your core, you are the Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Greater Toledo Lucas County Convention and Visitors Bureau, which
I like that
actually
name better.
Yeah.
encompasses.
catchier.
It's a broader term because there's other people that we're working in tandem with, like the Glass City Center and the Huntington Center, that are county-owned properties as well. So that board oversees the funds basically, and where those funds go.
Can you talk a little bit about that, about the communication and the collaboration with the city and the county?
Yeah, so we work heavily with both of them. We have representatives from the city on our board. We also have representatives from the county with our board. And what we do is only successful if we're working collaboratively, because we have
Need
to
to be fed.
we have to be unified on what we're actually like telling people, and no matter where they end up, we want them to receive valuable information, because if you're putting Toledo out there, there's lots of different entities that are putting Toledo out there. So we have to be unified in that, but also we have a really common goal in attracting people to Toledo, maybe for different reasons, but the first step of that is that they're a visitor. That's the first date, as you will, is you're always gonna visit somewhere before you do anything, before you start a business there, before you move there, before you do anything else. It starts with a visit. So that's where we come in.
What is the wackiest thing that you had to promote or support that you ended up thinking was pretty cool?
Oh, I feel like there's so many things. There's some unique things that we kind of encounter, especially on the group sales side, which are really interesting. We always say there's like an association for everything. It's maybe not wacky, but kind of just like a little funny.
Sure, yeah.
Not funny, haha, but
Just answer the question, Ken.
We'll decide. if
Good
it's
Lord,
funny or
yeah.
But for example, like we bring in a group, and it's the Ohio the Ohio Society of Association Professionals, and it's literally an association of people who belong to other associations.
Oh, I love
No
it. Yeah,
way.
Sure, yeah.
And then they plan events for those associations. So we belong to that organization and brought them here because we want them to host their events in Toledo
Of
ultimately.
course.
But things like that, it's like, well, there's an association for that.
Association of Associations.
I mean, it sounds like. I mean, it's
An
just
AA
like,
meeting.
Yes, I was going to say like it sounds. I was trying to find the appropriate way to say
I
that.
promise
You just went right
it's
at
a
it.
little bit.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
a little bit more.
It's not secret.
Positive. Yes, it's
Yeah.
not anonymous.
That's the
It's
difference.
a little bit
Yeah.
more positive than that. But I mean, there's some other really cool events too that are happening in the city that we promote, and we have like a pretty expansive calendar
Yeah,
that
I'll
we
say.
promote.
Yes.
And we have everything on there from, hey, let's skate at the Ribbon, or this Monster Jam is this weekend at the Huntington Center, to here's this really small workshop that you might be interested in that is taking place somewhere, or maybe there's an author reading, or all sorts of different things. So we try to, it's very curated. it's always aimed at the visitor. So we keep that in mind. But by speaking to the visitor, we're assuming nobody has any information, and we're trying to teach you everything you need to know in order to do that. And in doing so, we often teach locals too, because maybe they assumed that they knew what was going on, or, oh, there's nothing going on this weekend, or, oh, like, I already have been everywhere to eat. You haven't,
No,
trust
you
me.
haven't.
We had that experience as a family last summer. I mean, I'm friends with Kate Fineski, the director of the National Museum of the Great Lakes. I have been to the National Museum for meetings, but I'd never left that front room. And so for the first time, the family went, and we did it all, right? Walked up on the ship and went into every room and had one of the docents there kind of take us on a tour and give us all the inside. It was so much fun.
It's an incredible,
It was so much fun.
museum. Yeah.
And I think I sort of took it for granted, and just was like, yeah, it exists. It's great. That's for other people. And then I was like, no, this is a really cool thing that we have in our community that I should just totally miss.
And it's only our only national museum.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Thank you for doing my deference.
that's right.
I'm
Did I say that right?
curious.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad you got the notes.
Yeah.
I'm curious. We're going to talk a lot more about kind of the partnership, what we're going to do on this program. I want to talk about your calendar a little bit. As we wrap up this segment, I'm curious how you measure success on events, because I always hear them throw out dollar figures, and I have no idea where those come from. Somebody their job is to make that up, and everybody just believes them, or.
Well, the dollars.
I'll tell you, the math is not coming from me. I'll let you know that. I have a lot of skills. It's not one of them. We have an economic impact calculator that we use. So a lot of times with attendance, we can kind of deduce there's certain amounts of dollar figures that are assigned to day travelers versus overnight travelers, people from outside a certain radius. So basically, we have a tool that allows us to help create those as people have events. In
What
our
is the
community.
technical definition of a tourist?
Someone from more than 50 miles away.
50. Got it.
Yep.
I'm pretending to write that down.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad you'll be tested later.
That's right.
All right, so I want, when we come back, I want to talk about your calendar. Every Thursday, we partner with Tarda and Toledo.com to present kind of top 5 events of the weekend.
We're friends, not enemies, I promise.
That's right. Well, so I want to talk about, because your calendars are a little bit different. There's some nuance there, and so I want to talk about that difference. And then I'm gonna admit something that I don't know that most people know, that I don't know if I'm ashamed of it. Gretchen is going to be ashamed for me. But
I already am.
Well,
What
perfect.
a cliffhanger.
Yes,
Yeah,
Cliff.
that and more. We'll be right back here on the 419.
To me, community means connecting to others.
I'm Donnie Miller, and welcome to The Point.
I love CBS Kids!
We're a community committed to education. Discover new ideas, dive into exciting subjects, and engage with the world around you.
I would send them personally a t-shirt. Crime doesn't pay in the old West End, pass it on. That's how we cleaned up the neighborhood.
Vision loss for people is not the end.
It's a story, it's the next chapter.
WGTE Public Media invites you to Get Out and Play Day.
Monday through Friday, it's the 419 powered by WGTE. With Matt Killam, Gretchen DeBacker, I'm Kevin Mullen. What can people expect on the show?
It's going to be an hour, a reminder of why this is a great place to live, work, and play.
WGTE, where you come to watch, listen, and learn.
Welcome back into the 419. We just need to start, I think we just need to sell access to the commercial breaks.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that might be more entertaining than
Much
the show
more
itself.
abusive.
Yeah. That's right.
During that time.
As we pump IVs and fluids into Gretchen to get her propped up for the next set.
We're talking with Caleigh Heuring from Destination
Thank God.
Toledo. We talked about the calendar. So tell me what makes your calendar kind of unique and makes your calendar, no pun intended, a destination for people.
And it's so easy to put together. Your words. It practically populates itself.
Of course, that's exactly how everything happens. No, we have a super hardworking team that is, taking events that have been submitted, events that we find, events that are taking place with partners that we have, and putting those on there. But it's curated, so we are really looking to put out what a visitor is interested in, what somebody is going to either travel here to do, or what they're going to be most interested in doing while they're here. Obviously, that's a little subjective, but we kind of use that lens to help kind of guide us as we decide what is a good fit for the calendar, versus there might be some things like a community garage sale, or some things that lots of locals might really want to do. But if you're looking at, oh, hey, I'm going to go to Chicago, or I'm going to go to Cleveland, or I'm going to go to Columbus for the weekend, that's maybe not what you're looking for. You're maybe looking for what's going on at the Toledo Museum of Art. There's an event going on at the zoo, or there's maybe like a maker fair, or things like that. That's the stuff that visitors are going to be interested in. And a lot of times locals are too.
I think we've talked about this, like, at least for me, my behavior when I'm on vacation, and that's a loose term, because for me on vacation, maybe that's 50 miles away from Toledo, anything like that, I just act different.
Vacation Kevin.
Yeah, there's vacation Kevin, exactly. Sure. But my willingness to walk somewhere instead of have to park next to the building,
to explore.
Being more adventurous with eating or other experiences.
More curious.
Yeah, versus like Toledo, and I think I certainly miss out on things that are here because of that. But your calendar is a way for even folks that live here to sort of be a bit of a tourist.
Yeah, and we probably, against their will, or maybe they want us to, if they follow us on social media, we kind of then are like shoving all of those upcoming events at them, which they apparently like because they're watching the videos. But those, we post like every Thursday about what's going on this weekend. So we try to also make it very easy for people to. We understand a lot of times who's visiting Toledo. A lot of times these are not people who are planning months in advance or very far out to come here the way you might if you're going to like Hawaii or a longer trip. We're attracting people from the like 90-minute to 3-hour radius most often. So we want to catch them ahead of what they're doing this weekend, and if they could pivot their plans because they see something from our calendar that is then put on our social media, that's what we want to do. We want to inspire them.
How much competition do you feel like you have competing against the Seneca County Doll Museum?
The Doll Museum? Well,
at any day you can travel to that place and have 200,000.
Is there legitimately a Seneca County?
Legitimately, I don't know how to answer that, but there is a Seneca County Doll Museum. So you can head down there or up there or wherever it is.
Why are you pretending like you haven't been there?
Yeah, or own it. Yeah, you can have a set of 200,000 dead eyes staring at you anytime you want. But I do have a question
you
for
you. You can find that here.
I have it right here, folks. What is the best day to have an event in Toledo, Ohio?
To have an event?
Yeah, if you're bringing, if you had to, your old life or old career path, if you're going to have an event, what's the best day to have in Toledo, Ohio, in your opinion?
I mean, probably obviously like a weekend day. That's when you're going to get the most amount of people. And that's when the most things are open. I mean, we have attractions open then. We have, it kind of helps you round out the experience too. So a lot of times you want people to go to your event. But also then from a city perspective, we want people to go do other things too. Right. So obviously weekends, but we have things going on every day of the
That's
week.
right. That's
so
right.
There's, I'm apparently
well, thanks for coming on. Yeah. So time to get up and take some steps. That means the Seneca County Doll Museum is open.
So I was on your website, and you have, I think up at the top of the website currently, is a list of brunch spots in the area. And my confession is, I have never had brunch in Toledo.
Woof.
I highly recommend checking out our brunch blog. That's a weird thing to
Kevin, I don't
never
know how
had
we
brunch.
And a disappointing reveal.
It's disappointing.
Yep.
It's sad.
Well, I know, and that's what she brings to the show. Yeah,
No,
not only
but Gretchen, so you're saying disappointing because it's underwhelming.
But I'm obsessed with the brunch is the breakfast food, period.
Correct.
And then brunch
Thank you for knowing the right answer.
Best food in the world.
I want to hang on a second. I've had breakfast in Toledo. I've not
That's
had.
not the same thing, man.
That's what I know.
Have you ever?
Kevin's too busy by brunch
too
time.
busy.
He
Come
can't
on,
be.
we're all
He
busy.
can't be.
He can't find parking for the fire trucks.
Yeah.
He just gives up.
The brunch at the Seneca County Doll Museum is the best in the
Stellar.
state. I'll say it right now. If you like Hot Pockets, which I do, and dolls, not necessarily.
Which I do.
Which everyone does.
There's two things I know about you.
It's like the
That's
marketing
right.
team from Nebraska took over the doll museum. If
Yeah,
you like
that's
Hot
right.
Pockets,
They
and
could
dead
never take
eyes,
it over. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
But there is a brunch blog, so I will check that out. I
Well,
did
what's
not know
your
that.
favorite brunch place?
Oh boy,
Not to put you on the spot.
I like Manhattan's.
I was gonna say, if you haven't checked out like the brunch buffet at Manhattan's, that's a great place to start. There's also some other places that you might not think of for brunch, like Adam Street Cafe has a fantastic brunch.
Oh, all right.
There's tons of different restaurants and different places that people aren't even thinking of. We have great like restaurants in our hotels. We have great restaurants in every area of town. So check out the brunch blog as a place to start. Or maybe we could go to brunch. Maybe I'll take you to brunch.
That is a terrible idea.
That was
for
the
you.
whole point
Yeah,
of me
wow.
saying
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
brunched was
Sure.
to get Caleigh to
Yeah.
invite me.
Kevin was
never
really
eaten-
playing the long game on getting that free brunch.
That's right.
I'm gonna get him as a
His whole life.
sponsor.
Lance, I've
and
never
then I'm
eaten
gonna have
at
her on
Nancy's.
the show.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh God.
What's your favorite brunch place? Or do you go to brunch every weekend?
No, not every weekend. Sometimes I actually make a good brunch as well.
Well,
so
I
can't
yeah,
sell
well, if
that
I'm
to visitors,
traveling,
Gretchen.
I
No,
would.
you
No,
can't.
you can't.
put it on the website.
Maybe I could. Maybe
Yeah.
I could. It's the B&B
It could be a spot,
experience.
right?
Yeah, well, mostly
right,
just
right.
the B.
The bed or the
Just
breakfast?
just a-
Which one?
This is a kid show. So
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite Mitch Hedberg jokes. Is the I don't want a bed and breakfast. I want a chair lunch dinner.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so coming on board, partner here with us on the 419. So thank you.
It's still time to back out.
No, it's not.
Oh, sorry.
Too late. What is kind of your plans and hopes for our partnership and some of the stories that you want to bring to Northwest Ohio?
Yeah, we, given this opportunity, especially with you guys doing the show more often, it made a lot of sense to partner because you're reaching a lot of locals, and I know that sounds counterintuitive to what my entire job is. Stick with me. So tourism data-wise, we know that nearly half the primary reason that people come here is to visit friends and family. Like nearly half of the visitors who come here, that's their main reason for coming. So if we're educating the friends and family that live here, we're doing a lot by building local ambassadors, by reaching them and having them do the selling for us, essentially. And I don't know why you're giggling.
Every time
No, I'm
I
laughing.
say something that Matt thinks is stupid, he puts a slash mark on his
Oh,
face.
I thought he was grading me on
No.
the good things I was saying.
See, you're giving the guest anxiety.
We go through a lot of paper here.
As soon as the words came out of Gretchen's mouth, like I knew it was coming, and then Matt just slowly flipped the paper over, pen on the tongue, and
You're
ready to
doing
mark
great.
that one down.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. No, but we want to reach the locals too because they're the ones who are going to help be the best voices. They're going to say, they're going to have the authentic take on, oh, hey, we should go here for brunch, or hey, like I had never been to the National Museum of the Great Lakes. Let's go. Like now you guys have to see it. That's what we want to happen. So we want to reach locals, and partnering with you guys just made a lot of sense in that regard because I mean you're talking about all the great things in Toledo. We also have over 320 partners of Destination Toledo.
That sounds exhausting.
We try very hard to provide them all of their benefits that they get by partnering with us, which is a lot of work, but it makes it easy because there's so much that they have to offer.
Well, we are a partner from the Metro Parks perspective, and I can tell you that you are one of our first calls or stops. We're working in tandem something together, and we couldn't be more pleased with.
So partners are attractions, businesses.
Yeah,
amenities.
and it's all sorts of small businesses, our major institutions, different organizations, different service providers too. We have transportation partners. We have people who provide services for different events, entertainment, and then a lot of the major attractions. Like I said,
Who's the worst one?
Oh.
Say it right into this camera. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's
We do have to.
Seneca County Doll
We've got to
Museum.
put. They're the best one.
Yeah.
We're going to put you on the spot before we cut you loose here. It's time for
Gretchen's
Gretchen's Wacky Quiz.
That's not the name.
We're getting pretty good at that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask you 4 rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Totally random.
Okay.
Gretchen is going to ask you for your favorite thing in the region. And then Matt's going to ask you to describe Toledo in 9
It's like
words.
picking a favorite child.
You can do that.
Okay. Okay.
Doesn't have to be one of your children. Could be.
Anytime.
Could be a child you passed on the street.
All right, here we go. What's been your favorite family holiday?
My favorite family holiday, can I make it a season? Okay, Christmas in Toledo is a fantastic time for us because we rapid fire do all the things.
Yes.
We do Children's Wonderland, we do
Love it.
the Manor House,
Zoo
we do
lights.
the zoo lights, we try to do all the things. We have alternative names like the Christmas House for them, or I'm gonna go to a place with the train. I have young children, so
Yeah.
this
Oh, I thought that
we
was
talk
your
about
husband.
these things in very broad terms. These are not the searchable terms.
Yeah.
But that's our favorite holiday
Love it.
in Toledo.
If your life was a story, what would it be titled?
I'm making it up.
I love it.
I like that.
That's really good.
All right, what's the first thing you notice about someone when you first meet them?
Probably height. I, like Gretchen, am a tall woman. So I usually notice people's height if I can see eye to eye with them, or if
Or you're looking down on them?
it's not what I'm
Metaphorically. Yeah.
All right, name something that's on your bucket list.
on my bucket list. I would love to eat at all of our partner restaurants. Kendall on our team does our Savory Sundays, and she has done it because she has done a Savory Sunday segment at every partner restaurant, and I think that's a bucket list item for
Good
me
for her.
because I'm not quite as adventurous of an eater, and I want to experience them
I
all.
think you can do it. What's your number one favorite or best thing about Toledo or the region?
It's probably what other people say, but the people. And I know that's kind of an odd one from the visitor perspective because it's like, oh, how much do you get to know people when you go on vacation? But how welcoming everybody is here, probably our our Midwest friendliness, that shows to visitors. And I think that sets us apart in a lot of ways. And from my perspective, it makes what we do so much more fun because I love working with all the people.
When I was on the team with Jeep Fest, I would hear people that were in town for Jeep Fest talk about how amazing it is that they would go all over the country for these Jeep festivals, and Toledo was the only one that the entire city was all in.
Yeah.
Right? You turn on the news, it's there. Front page of the paper that's out front of your hotel room the next morning. Front page is Jeep Fest. Every restaurant,
Information
welcome
in the hotels,
Jeepers.
yeah.
It was just, everybody was all in on it, so the people all came together. So that makes sense.
It also makes you exceptional at this. I mean, you are a kind, warm person. That being said, I'm loading you up for the most challenging part of our quiz here. I need 9 words to describe the region to you. So the people are great. We'll give you that one.
People.
Yep, done. Good start.
Authenticity.
Love it.
Natural wonder. Can I make
Love
that
it.
one word?
Natural wonder. We're making that 2 words. Natural
2
wonders.
words. Take it as 2.
Surprising.
Surprising. Good. You got 3 more.
Friendly.
Friendly. Love it. 7. You got 2 more.
Oh gosh. Okay. Unique.
Unique. Love it.
Diverse.
Diverse. Done. Caleigh.
It's almost like you do this for a living.
Caleigh, thank you so much. Thanks for everything
you
you're doing.
guys.
Thank you for the support of the
Thank you for
show.
what you do. This is
Both
awesome.
we here at the 419 and WGTE appreciate having Destination Toledo as a partner. We're excited to tell stories of the great things people can do around the region. When we come back, we will be joined by Marc Folk from the Arts Commission. We've got a major announcement about a big investment in arts and culture in our region from our friends at the Community Foundation. I also want to ask Marc about arts and culture and tourism and how those connect. We'll talk about that and more here on the 419. We'll be right back.
Support for the 419 comes from Witro Wealth Management, where we understand that your financial path is personal. Advisory services are offered through Capital Investment Advisory Services, LLC. Securities offered through Capital Investment Group, Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. More information at witroadvisors.com.
WorkSpring. HR issues and employee well-being go hand in hand. WorkSpring supports employers through compliance, training, and wellness because healthy workplaces don't happen by accidents. Learn more at workspring.org.
Toledo Refining Company, a subsidiary of PDF Energy. Toledo Refining Company is a supplier of fuels that keep our region moving. Located in Oregon, Ohio, the refinery processes crude oil into gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and other petroleum products.
And Tarda, celebrating its 55th year of connecting Northwest Ohioans to their community. More information at tarda.com.
Welcome back into the 419. It's a Tuesday edition here of our show powered by WGTE. We're joined now by friend of the program. We've had you on the podcast, but this is your first time here on the big show powered by WGTE. Marc Folk from the Arts Commission. Marc, thanks for being here.
It's great to be here with you.
One of our favorites.
Yes.
Yep.
I hear you, so we're going to have some breaking news, but I hear you have breaking news first.
All right.
Yeah. The Seneca County Doll Museum, also known as Enchanted Moments, actually officially closed in 2004.
Now I'm disenchanted.
Yep.
Didn't close to me.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
The collection was auctioned off. It may reappear at some point.
You're kidding me.
At a Metro Park.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Head out to Secor Metro Park where you've hidden 6,000 dolls.
They're buried
That
there.
is so distressing. Yeah.
It's Dig for Doll Day.
Yeah.
Right. It's distressing what people do in Seneca County now, really.
Yeah.
We were talking with Caleigh Heuring from
We're just going to blow through that?
Yeah, just.
I'm going to try.
All right.
I think it already lasted too long.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
over.
Gretchen's mom will tell us.
We talked about tourism, but obviously, in your seat as the director of the Arts Commission, what role does arts and culture play in tourism?
I mean, everything, right? It's the reason people come. You don't go to a place to stay in a hotel room. You go to a place to have a cultural experience. Sporting events are included in that, I think. Jeep Fest would be included in that. But Toledo has a really rich arts and culture fabric and infrastructure that boxes far above the weight in the community, and people travel to Toledo for those events. And when they come, it's a well-documented fact that cultural tourists spend twice as much as other folks when they visit the community. So an investment in arts and culture is really an investment in our economy. Across the region, arts and culture have about a $2.6 billion economic impact on Northwest Ohio.
Billion with a B.
Billion with
That's
a B.
amazing.
So it's really big business, and it's really intrinsic to who we are as people in Northwest Ohio.
Let's make sure that everyone knows, even though we all know who you are, let's make sure everyone knows that you're the head of president. Is it president your title?
President and
CEO of the Arts Commission.
Chief bottle washer.
Can
That's
you
right.
just briefly explain to our audience what the Arts Commission does?
Yeah, we exist to inspire a vibrant Toledo. We're the city's local arts agency, and the three pillars that we work under is we believe artists work. We do everything we can to provide employment opportunities to artists. We improve and activate the public space through the arts, and then we do everything we can to support the broader cultural ecosystem through advocacy, policy, funding when possible.
Excellent.
Is there a metric on ROI for investment in arts and culture?
I mean, there are many. There's so many different ways to talk about the return on investment for arts and culture that I could be here for a whole nother hour walking through those alone.
Let's do it.
Yep.
So, Community Foundation has
Yeah.
made, we've got a big announcement today.
It's incredible.
They are announcing a grant to, I want to make sure I get it right, 15 different organizations across Northwest Ohio, specifically focused on arts and culture. It's all part of their inaugural Arts and Culture grant.
Arts and Culture Fund.
Thank you,
Yep.
Arts and Culture Fund. $567,000
Yeah.
going to 15 different organizations, one of which is the Arts Commission.
Yeah, and right on time. At the moment that they were planning this program and went forward with launching it, we saw the largest in my 3 decades of doing this work.
3 decades.
Yeah, as a young artist until now. The largest unwinding of the cultural infrastructure in the United States, starting at the federal level. Obviously we're at WGTE, who's felt the elimination of public broadcasting, funding froze at the National Endowment for the Arts, National Endowment for the Humanities, IMLS, on and on and on. The Community Foundation stepped into that fold launched this program for arts and culture initiatives, but what's really special, it's between an artist and a community organization to really activate things on the ground here through the arts. And one of the phrases that I've been leaning on a lot over the last year is the power to make change is not lost, it's local. And this fund that the Community Foundation has launched has really empowered people to have conversations about their local identity and the multiple local identities in our community, and then to provide resources to express those through the arts, whether that's a major work of public art or a community performance. There's storytelling, social cohesion, connection to the past, opportunities to vision the future. So it's a really, really catalytic opportunity that I think will continue to spawn investment into the future. And one of Toledo's unique advantages that helps feed the tourism here is our legacy of public art. Founded in 1977 by Susan Reams, the city has the 1% for Art program. 1% of the capital improvement budget is set aside for public art on City of Toledo property. We're fortunate enough to manage that program. That became the model for the state. We've been models for cities all over the United States. And it's something through its longevity that has triggered millions of dollars of investment from sources outside the city.
And speaking of being a tourist in your own town, you can go to your local library and you can get a book that, for kids, that talks through and explains a lot of the local art and takes like a sort of a walking tour of the public art.
Yeah.
In
to
the
go
city.
one further, because of the prestige of the collection, we were invited by Bloomberg to upload the public art collection on Bloomberg Connects.
Wow.
So the same app you would explore the Museum of Modern Art in New York City, you can tour the City of Toledo's public art collection and all the adjacent pieces that are here.
That's sort of an interesting segue. And Marc, we've asked some other guests who we enjoyed way more than this.
Oh, of course.
You
a rose between two thorns.
Yeah, that's a fly. So you're a small organization, so you're absolutely still passing out T-shirts and setting out cones because you're a boots on the ground person, and you certainly get your hands dirty. But on a national level, where do you check in? How do you sort of dream about, or are there gold standards or peers that you look to?
Yeah,
you have to be. You're an explorer by nature.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in who's in your news feed or who you follow to aspire to be more like.
So I am very lucky. One of the seats I fill is vice chair of the board of Americans for the Arts, which is a national arts advocacy organization that fights for funding across the United States. So I get to be in the room when a lot of these conversations are happening. And then I also serve. I work with my colleague Sally Dix, who runs Bravo in Des Moines, and the two of us are co-chairs of an organization, and it's an informal alliance of local arts agency leaders called the Urban Arts Coalition. So the top populated 100 cities in the United States with local arts agencies, our directors get together and meet in person twice a year and then on Zoom every month.
Oh,
so
wow.
we check in with trends. We just had a meeting on Wednesday where we had an hour-and-a-half long session about really supporting our colleagues in Minneapolis at this moment.
Certainly.
And understanding what's happening all over the United States. So that's a well for me.
Yeah.
There are think tanks and fuel tanks. I really rely on my peers and colleagues as a fuel tank. And then we've organized a set of colleagues across the country under the auspices of the concept of civic imagination, which you have participated in, where we bring everyone from an artist, a former arts administrator, to the head of a national organization, foundations together to really take a minute to pause and think through imagination about the future, and also to take care of each other. It's hard work to be in the public space. It's a big responsibility. It's
lonely sometimes.
Yeah. And it's great to have peers that help you grow.
This fund at Community Foundation, you had said that it's pairing local artists and organizations in the arts and culture and community space.
Yeah.
What's the Arts Commission doing? What's your grant?
I would add to that, it's helping to reach places where other funding sources can't, right? and the stack of public funding that comes in, whether it's a hotel motel tax or 1% for art tax, has restrictions on where that money can go. The city of Toledo, we're partnering with Housing and Community Development on a project at the Swain Field Shopping Center. For those that don't know, the corner of Monroe and Detroit was the home of the Mud Hens for 50 years, which is a buried history in our community. Housing and Community Development had been really working to redevelop the Inglewood neighborhood. That area is the heart of that area and has secured well over $3 million to do that work. And as a target NERSA area, which is part of the city, they have 3 neighborhoods. It's neighborhood revitalization strategy area. But there was no funding there for art, and we couldn't implement the public art funding because it's private property at this point. So this grant allows us to come in, put together a coalition of neighborhood leaders, people who own businesses in the area, residents, people who run neighborhood groups, artists, city planners, a really diverse group of folks to engage the public around what they want to see, what future they want to tell in that area, and then to launch a call to engage an artist to tell that story through public art and build upon that rich legacy we have.
Some of the other organizations receiving grants, Issue Box Theater.
Incredible organization focusing on belonging.
Keep Toledo Lucas County Beautiful.
Yep.
Mid-Story, WGTE is one of the recipients of the grant.
Yep.
Some great organizations. And then even outside of the greater Toledo area, right? Fostoria Vision 2020.
Yep.
There's a Oak Harbor Development Group that's working on a project. So again, 15 diverse organizations.
Nothing for the Doll Museum.
Nothing.
Not a single
Wrong
thing.
counting. I will say, and as you list off those folks that got funded, which it's incredibly meaningful for all of them, the magic that you don't see in that list is when the Community Foundation pulled together the public meeting, and there were well over 50 organizations at the community building at the Metro Parks, learning about this opportunity, thinking about how they can work outside of their box and collaborate with artists or other organizations to tell the stories that make our region great. And art is very often a document of culture, and culture is what we do around here, and what we do around here is find ways to work together to build and strengthen our community. And in this instance, it wouldn't have happened without the leadership of the Community Foundation and frankly, Kate Summerfield's vision to lead this forward.
Well, speaking of leadership, if I may, I serve on the Arts Commission board. We just, this week?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Had a 2025 sort of recap and a report from Marc and the team of everything that they did last year and
Big
the amount, a huge year. And Marc is humble to not brag about truly his dedication and strength and leadership on a national level, serving at a number of these national organizations and bringing his support and what the Arts Commission has been able to do in Toledo and the model that's been developed here, the 1% of the arts among them,
yep,
to sort of the national stage. I mean, he's a very well-respected leader serving on these committees nationally. I'm interested in, you talked about Minnesota.
Yeah.
About why it's important for the arts communities and artist communities to be involved in response to some of the things that many people would characterize as terrible things happening in our community and our world. Why is it important for these voices to be part of the response?
I think the artistic experience, or what artists go inside, right? And they cultivate something to bring out and share with all of us. And in the darkest times, they go in and they can cultivate joy and hope and resiliency and share that outward. It's a little bit broader, but when we went into the pandemic, everybody went into their television. They went into Netflix. They started watching movies. Those are artists, producers, creative people, right. The makers who are connecting us with the things that, frankly, the life demands so much of us all, from taking care of kids to doing the job to getting the groceries, the bills, all those things, that we stop producing those things for ourselves sometimes. And I think that's just such a critical role of artists in our community, and the elevation of imagination. You know, I can't overstate the importance of imagination in civic life. And you know, a community is a civic body. It's like a physical body, and artists are one of the things that really help the health of that body.
Marc, we're wrapping up here, but
Yep.
you are an artist on a molecular level also. So where do you go in to create? Where's your getaway?
I still have artist studio in the basement of the old WGTE building downtown, so I venture underground mostly in the winter, and then as I have an active practice as a DJ. I just had a great gig in Nashville 2 weeks ago at Third Man Records, celebrating a dear friend down there. And I keep a studio in the Collingwood Arts Center, which is at 100% occupancy with a waiting list of many of the great artists and creatives that exist in our community.
And haunted, we learned yesterday.
And haunted, yeah. But they're cool if you're cool with them.
That's right. That's a Marc Folks saying right there.
They're cool with you if you're cool with them. Every time we have a conversation, I leave with some other little nugget, something that you said. We had you on the podcast, and you talked about, you know, kind of the parallel between DJing and your work in the community of kind of reading the room and adjusting to it. I love the concept of think tank and fuel tank, and I think certainly I see that in your work and what you're doing with the Arts Commission and with arts and culture in our community. I think this new fund, this strategic investment from the Community Foundation is absolutely that, right? Is going to the neighborhoods to say, hey, it's this idea of a neighbor becoming an artist, right? Becoming a co-creator in the art and having a voice in that is really incredible. So thank you for what you're doing. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Excited to see the continued growth and
Thank
obviously the leadership that you bring to the community along with the folks from the Community Foundation. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It's an honor and privilege to be here, and on behalf of all the cultural organizations, I just would like to honor and express our gratitude to the Community Foundation for their investment in this moment specifically. So thank you guys, you're amazing.
Incredible. All right, when we come back, we'll wrap up this Tuesday edition of the 419.
You laughed with us. You learned with us.
Hi, neighbor.
We made sure your childhood was special. Memories that could only be provided by PBS. For generations, we've given you programs that made a difference. Programs that entertained, informed, and inspired. And today is no different. This is WGTE Public Media in Toledo. It's where you belong.
Introducing The Local Thread, a community news series uniting voices and storytellers from across the region. In partnership with La Prensa, the Toledo Free Press, the Sojourner's Truth, Toledo Public Schools, and veteran journalist Jerry Anderson. The Local Thread brings you stories and conversations that connect our community. Hear it weeknights at 7 on FM 91 with early access on podcast platforms each morning. The Local Thread, only on WGTE.
Welcome back in as we wrap up a Tuesday edition of the 419. Man, just another fun program, talking to some great people, friends before the show.
For sure.
But obviously, I always learn more about what they're doing and get excited about, certainly the idea of being a tourist in Toledo.
Yeah.
I love when people. Part of my hope for this program is that it's a reminder to our community of the great things that we have going on. And part of where at least my Toledo ego or pride comes to play is when I'm in some other community and I see somebody wearing a Mud Hens hat, or you hear about somebody that doesn't live in Toledo that comes in and has a positive experience. It's just kind of a validation or a reminder that we've got things that we should be proud of.
Totally.
And it's just also day after day. I mean, we've been at this just about a month. But the leadership that's come in and what these organizations are doing, these two are certainly fine examples of just dedicated leadership in this community that are doing great things.
Certainly appreciate Community Foundation, their support of arts and culture in the community, their support of this program, and helping us talk to impactful, visionary, change-making leaders like Marc Folk. We're going to continue to do that throughout this show. 3 opportunities to enjoy this if you missed any portion of it. 7 a.m. on WGTE's YouTube channel, 3 p.m. on FM 91, and 6 p.m. on WGTE Connect's channel 30.4. Of course, all of our past episodes are online at WGTE.org/the419. For Matt Killam, Gretchen DeBacker, I'm Kevin Mullen. Thanks for tuning in for the 419, powered by WGTE and presented by Witro Wealth Management. We'll see you tomorrow for Wellness Wednesday.
The 419, powered by WGTE, is made possible in part by supporters like you. Thank you.